Good afternoon, Cowboys Nation, and welcome back to another breaking edition of Lone Star Sports Report, your home for everything Dallas Cowboys. I'm your host, Jake Harlan, and folks, buckle up, because the rumor mill in Frisco is absolutely on fire right now. Multiple league sources are telling us that the Dallas Cowboys are in advanced discussions to pull off a blockbuster trade that would send shockwaves through the entire NFL. A deal that would bring Las Vegas Raiders superstar wide receiver Davante Adams to Big D before the trade deadline. Yes, you heard that right. Tay Adams, the same guy who's tormented secondaries for 8 straight 1,000-yard seasons, the route-running wizard who torched the Cowboys for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns the last time these teams met, could be lining up alongside CeeDee Lamb in America's team offense as early as next week. Sources say the Cowboys are prepared to part with a 2026 first-round pick and additional compensation to make this happen, and talks have heated up dramatically in the last 48 hours. Ladies and gentlemen of Cowboys Nation, can you believe it? It's November 19th, 2025, and here we are, staring down the barrel of another blood feud in the NFC East, the kind that turns brothers into rivals and Sundays into showdowns. Remember that wild 41-35 shootout back in Week 1? When the Eagles edged out our boys in Philly, Jalen Hurts carving up the secondary like it was Thanksgiving turkey? Yeah, that one still stings. But fast forward to this Sunday, November 23rd, when the Dallas Cowboys roll into Lincoln Financial Field to face those smug green machines again. The Eagles sit pretty at 8-2, leading the division by a whopping 3.5 games over our 4-5-1 squad. A loss, and poof. Their magic number to clinch the East drops to nothing. But here's the hook that's got me fired up. In the shadow of all that pressure, the Cowboys are getting reinforcements. Injury updates hotter than a Texas jalapeno, folks.
Let's be real for a second. This would be the biggest mid-season move Jerry Jones has made since acquiring Amari Cooper back in 2018, and potentially even bigger. Imagine this: Dak Prescott, already playing at an MVP level this season with 28 touchdown passes, suddenly gets to throw to not one, but 2 top 5 wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb, who's on pace for nearly 1,800 receiving yards himself, would see constant single coverage, and Adams? He'd feast in the slot and on the outside against overmatched cornerbacks who already can't handle CD. Now, let's dive deeper into why this makes so much sense for Dallas right now. The Cowboys sit at 7-3 heading into their Week 12 showdown with the Commanders, leading the NFC East by a game over the surging Eagles. But here's the thing. Everyone in that building knows the margin for error in January is razor thin. Last year's heartbreaking wild-card loss to Green Bay exposed one glaring weakness. When defenses could take away CeeDee Lamb, double him, bracket him, cloud coverage, the passing game stalled. Brandon Cooks is a solid veteran, Jalen Tolbert's coming along nicely, but neither commands the respect that forces defensive coordinators to completely rethink their game plan. Enter Davante Adams. This guy is still an absolute technician at 32 years old. 71 catches for 1,012 yards and 8 touchdowns through 10 games this season, even while playing with subpar quarterback play in Vegas. His release package is arguably the best in football, and pairing him with Lamb would give Mike McCarthy the most dangerous 1-2 punch at wide out since, well, maybe since Troy Aikman had Alvin Harper and Michael Irvin creating nightmares for defenses in the early 90s. And speaking of history, can we just take a moment to appreciate how perfectly this fits the Cowboys' DNA? This franchise has never been afraid to swing big. Think about it: Herschel Walker trade in '89 that built the dynasty, picking up Charles Haley in '92, trading for Joey Galloway, signing Deion Sanders, grabbing Terrell Owens, bringing in Amari Cooper. When the Cowboys smell a championship window, they don't just open it, they blow the walls out. I talked to a former Cowboys personnel executive this morning who told me, and I quote, "If Jerry gets this done, it's an all-in move that tells the locker room and the entire league, we're not just trying to win the East, we're coming for Lombardi number 6. And you know what? He's not wrong. Let's look at the numbers because they're absolutely staggering. With Adams, the Cowboys would have 2 receivers on pace for 600-plus yards each. Only one team in NFL history has ever had that. The 2000 Rams with Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce. That team went to the Super Bowl. The 2021 Cowboys with Amari and CeeDee both topped 1,100 yards. That team won 12 games and had the NFL's #1 offense. Now imagine upgrading Amari Cooper to Davante Adams in his prime. It's not just addition, it's multiplication. And defensively, Micah Parsons has been unblockable this year with 12.5 sacks already. Pair that pass rush with an offense that can score 35 points in their sleep, and suddenly you've got the formula that won Dallas 3 Super Bowls in the 90s. Elite quarterback play, explosive skill position talent, and a defense that lives in the opponent's backfield. Of course, nothing's official yet. The Raiders are reportedly asking for a first and a third, while Dallas is countering with a 2026 first and a player, possibly a young defensive piece or one of their day 2 picks from recent drafts. But the fact these talks have reached this stage tells you everything. Jerry Jones didn't build that billion-dollar stadium to host playoff games. He built it to host parades. I mean, picture this Thanksgiving Day scene at AT&T Stadium, 90,000 strong in silver and blue, the Salvation Army kettle getting destroyed by a celebratory slam dunk, and Davante Adams running a crisp slant route against the Giants secondary with CeeDee Lamb taking the top off the coverage. Are you kidding me? That's must-watch television on steroids. Look, Cowboys fans have been through a lot. 28 years of playoff heartache since that last Super Bowl in '95. We've watched the Eagles build a powerhouse, seen the 49ers dominate the NFC, watched young quarterbacks like Jordan Love and C.J. Stroud announce themselves to the league. But this move, this would be Dallas saying loud and clear, our time is now. We'll have more on this developing story as details emerge. Trust me, my phone's not leaving my hand until we know if Tay Adams is trading silver and black for the star. But for now, Cowboys Nation, start dreaming big. Because if this happens, we're not just talking about winning the NFC East. We're talking about a legitimate shot at ending the longest championship drought in franchise history. This is Jake Harlan reminding you, whether it's on the field or in the front office, America's team never does anything small. Stay locked here for updates. Hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you give up a first-round pick for Davante Adams? And get ready, because the Cowboys might just be loading up for the run of a lifetime. How about them Cowboys?